Good morning, friends. It's good to be here this morning. Let's just get settled into our seat and we'll get our bodies moving just a little bit, creating some open spaces. The practice that we share here is a practice of devotion to breath. That's all it is. If we can build a practice of devotion to our breath, then we are already in union with our thought body and our physical body, and having an active spiritual practice all at the same time, just by simply being aware of and doing what we can to facilitate breathing. I know that may seem like some sort of gross simplification or reductionist perspective, but I see it more as an essence. What is essential? What is the essence of the practice? What is at the very core? The common denominator that unites all of these various expressions of spirit, these gestures of creation. What is the thing that brings these things all together? And as clearly as I've been able to find over decades and pouring through ancient scriptures and sitting with extremely wise people and countless hours of listening to recorded talks by spiritual masters, it all seems to me to be distilled in the breath. And right now, there is a trend of doing breath work, and it's a positive thing. It's of course, like anytime people are focusing on ways to heal, we want to see this as a positive thing. We want to encourage this in ourselves and encourage this in each other to a point. And I only say that because I see that there's also an understanding that we all collectively share pain, and we all individually have pain. And the individualization of pain is one of the things that is called suffering. When pain is individual, it's isolating, and it's painful. It's not pleasant. It's not preferable. And what's also true is that we can become so enthralled with the concept of healing that we become religious zealots of the notion of healing. Um, and it can consume us. It can consume our waking thoughts. It can consume our finances. It can consume our belief structures. All of this can begin to be built around the notion of healing. In the work that I do, um, practitioners sometimes even joke about that. Just put healing on the flyer and you'll double your attendance. Um, and it's interesting what we're drawn to. It's almost as if we're looking for any port in a storm, as the old saying goes. And the dangers here, some of which are obvious, are that we can become desperate and we can start to fall for these methods and these modalities that aren't actually doing much of anything to bring us positive change in our lives, but they're taking away our energy, they're taking away our focus, and they're taking away our finances. All of these things happen, and it's been happening this way for forever. It's not, not forever, but for as long as people have been uh, believing they need to get one over on someone else. Snake oil salesman is one of the easiest examples in the capitalist Western world, right? Of people who are taking advantage of a situation to make profit. Now, that's not always that this is nefarious and this is a pre-planned um, sort of scheme. Sometimes people truly believe in the methods that they're promoting to the world. And the reason that we truly believe in these things is because most oftentimes, we have seen the benefits of them. I mean, the reason that, chocolate sells all over the world is because people understand that it's delicious. Somebody ate it and was like, holy crap, y'all have to try this. And there it is. But feeling a positive experience, even a positive change in your life, is not always the foundation of an entire method or modality for devotion. In fact, I think that sometimes when we chase the things that feel good, it's just another way of saying that we're running away from the things that we'd prefer not to feel. And then we're in this constant motion of chasing the next healing, the next workshop, the next retreat, the next big book, the next speaker, the next TED Talk, uh, the next workout method, or uh, uh, whatever it is. We become part of the chase, and we're running, and we're in constant movement, moving from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, acquiring all of the different accoutrements of our practices, all the special beads or the special uh, engineered, designed meditation pillows. Um, we're paying thousands of dollars to fly all over the world to study the next big thing in breathing, for instance. Whatever it is. Where are we and where are we not when we're doing this? And in my experience, when I get locked into these notions of healing uber alles, and everything is about healing, 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 then I'm actually having a devotional practice to my wound. I'm devoted to my wound. I become devoted to my pain. I become devoted to my victimhood. I become devoted to the time that I was harmed. And that happens. We become so focused on the idea that we have to heal from this thing that this thing is where we're actually focusing all of our attention, our love, our care, and our devotion. And where am I then? I'm anywhere but here, anytime but now, anyone but me. I'm living in this past place while also simultaneously striving for this future space where I'm going to reach the ultimate level of health, wealth. I'm going to reach and attain this level of healing. I'll finally be healed. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep doing all of these new things, these next big things. And this is not about shame or guilt. This is just about recognition of the core of our devotion when placed towards the simplest of things. That's essential. That's essential. So this practice is a practice of devotion to the breath, because we're going to breathe from the moment we're born into the moment we die. We're going to breathe. We're going to breathe whether my mind thinks I should breathe. We're going to breathe whether or not I can afford to breathe, for now at least. We're going to breathe with or without my willful awareness and attention. I'm going to breathe. So, if I can make this a devotional practice where I focus my awareness on the breath, I allow myself to become this vessel to receive and to release. I allow myself to connect without anything standing between us to every living being that's ever existed. I have particles of dust that were mountaintops in the air right now. And I breathe. And I release. Whether I'm chasing that next breath or not, it's going to happen. So instead of chasing something that I'm not, or regretting something that I was, I'm moving forward in a way that remains present here. And to do this as a practice, we create space in our body to facilitate, that means to make easier, the breath. So I'm sitting on a floor, on a pillow. You may be on a mat or a rug. Maybe you're in a chair. You might be standing or driving or walking. Wherever you are right now, bring yourself into balance in your body. Balance is the place of the least amount of stress or strain. So I straighten my spine. I allow my shoulders to hang loosely while my shoulder blades gently come together in the back just a bit, just enough to open my chest and my heart. Stretching out my front muscles so I can relax my abdominals and let the belly hang free. Breathing in through the nose to the bottom of the belly and breathing out. As you take these breaths, begin to recognize in your body where you might be feeling some resistance, some pressure, some stress. Breathe in, release. Become aware of the quality of your breath. Is your in-breath quick or slow? Is it long and sustained or short? Is your out-breath smooth and calm or stuttered and retentive? Relax the eyebrows and the eyes. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice if the breath is changing. Stay with the breath, breathing in. Feel the breath as it moves into the body. Feel the body as it opens to receive. Feel the self stretch and grow and release. Notice how the body on exhale collapses. It naturally falls and relaxes. This is the falling of the devotional practice. The breath in is the rise. We're rising and falling at the altar of our life. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. Just breathe. Breathe in. Release. Feel the energetic presence in your heart. And notice the subtle feelings and sensations of energy pulsing through the body. Listen to the body whisper. Our sensations, our feelings, our beliefs, all of these things are playing with this existence. They're playing with and in and around what's happening in your body, what's happening in your emotional body, your mental body, all of these different expressions. They're playing. And in their play, each of these various ways to express an experience is a message. Sometimes it's very quiet, very subtle. But when we don't listen to the body as it whispers, then we are forced to hear the body when it screams. As you bring your awareness back, opening your eyes and slowly moving your hands and feet and body, just be with those subtle sensations, those subtle places of movement, and feel what it is to be present in this moment. We're not healing from the past. We're not moving towards being healed in the future. We're just being in this moment, and then recognize how you feel. Because the truth goes that there is no better or worse feeling than what you are feeling right now. Because this is what you have right now. So if someone asks you, how are you doing? The most honest thing you can say is, I could not be better. Because you are what you are in this moment. And it does not have to be racked with regret and shame and guilt and pain. And it does not have to be racked with envy and jealousy and self-doubt. All of these things are sort of inherent in the notion that I'm not good enough as I am right now and have to get better. I have to get better. I have to be better. One day I will be better. But what if this, in and of itself, is the sickness? And I know what it is to have chronic pain. I have some debilitating diagnoses. I have some daily existence of pain and struggle with my physical body. And I know that there are times that I have felt really okay or really good, really pleasurable and preferred. But what I am right now in this moment is an expression and a gesture of spirit that needs to be recognized as I am. And that includes all of the things I'm doing to heal. That includes any medications, dietary changes, all of that. These are fine. These things are fine. They're good. They're good. They're ways that we generate ourselves into a loving energy. But we are more than that. We are larger than our wound. And we are larger than our pleasure. And we can be so many things all at once. You can find your happiness in your sadness, and you can find some sadness in your joy. You can hold all of these things. Thanks for joining this morning on the journey home. It's such a pleasure and a joy and an honor, really, to be able to share practice with others. Anytime we can do that, anytime we can sit, whether it's through a digital interface or it's face-to-face, or it's through a telephone, anytime we can share our practice of accepting ourselves and loving one another, that's a pretty good time. So if you'd like to comment on anything that you've heard today, disagree, have criticisms, have questions, want to tell a story, there's a few ways to do that. The first is you could email me at journeyhomemeditation@gmail.com. My name is Michael. You can also go to Spotify, and there is the ability to leave a message. And this is a voice message that you can leave through your phone or through a streaming device. And I can hear your voice and hear your comment. And if you give permission, I can play that on the show, on the podcast. And I'd love to hear from you. So give that a look. But either way, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, thank you for existing right now, choosing this body and this time to be here to help each of us move through the work that we're here to do. Hari Om.